So welcome. Can I just see a show of hands who in the audience tonight has ever felt frustrated, afraid, stuck, blocked, lacking in flow? Wonderful, thank you. And in what areas of your life have you ever experienced these feelings? Let me start. Relationships? Yep. Just shout it out. Work, career, jobs? Yep. Call it out. What was it, sorry? All of the above, yes. The heart, yes. Heartbreak. Life is messy, isn't it? So, my name is Katrina Love Senn, and I'm the author of the book called Losing Weight is a Healing Journey. I'm also an international yoga teacher and healer, and tonight I'd like to share with you the 3 key phases of the healing journey. So the first phase is what I like to call the unconscious phase. This is a very painful phase. The second phase is what I like to call the self-inquiry phase. And then the third phase is what I like to call the liberation phase. So, just like to start by sharing a little story with you. It was July 1997, and I woke up in a foreign country, in a hotel room, and I was about to give a presentation to hundreds of people, and it was a speech that I had spent months preparing. And I instantly knew that something was wrong. My body felt like lead. My throat was swollen and just absolutely so sore. My whole face was swollen, my eyes were glued stuck, and I had hundreds of cold sores all over my face. The hotel pretty much put me on the first plane back to New Zealand, and my mum came and picked me up at the airport, and we went straight to my doctors, where they ran a series of extensive medical tests. And while they didn't really know exactly what was wrong with me, what they did know was that they wanted to put me on experimental medication. And when I heard those 2 words, experimental medication, something within me just said, no, don't do it, there is another way. Has anyone else had an intuitive gut feeling before? Yeah. And I knew in that moment, even though I felt afraid, I had a big decision to make. Should I follow my doctor's a traditional medicine model, or should I trust this intuitive gut feeling and go with that feeling instead? And in that moment, I made a decision to heal my body naturally. So then we go to the second phase, the self-inquiry phase. And in this phase, whilst I've made the decision to heal my body, after reading a whole lot of books, this is pre-Google, 1997, and I read lots of different books and got lots of different ideas. I'd learned about alternative medicine and traditional approaches to healing the body, energy medicine, nutrition, and I was starting to feel totally confused, overwhelmed. Anyone had that feeling before? It's like, where do I start? And so I pretty much realised very quickly that I would need a guide. I would need somebody who could help take me on this journey. And so I started looking for alternative health practitioners, reflexologists, iridologists, Reiki practitioners, massage therapists, herbal doctors, and on and on and on the search went, until eventually I found one naturopath. And she stood head and shoulders above everybody else. And the reason was because she worked intuitively. She knew exactly where I was on the healing journey, and she knew the exact steps that I needed to go so that I could really come back to myself and heal my body. And just quickly, I just want to share a little story here. I worked very closely with this naturopath over a period of 2 years. And I needed an official medical report about 2 years through my healing journey. And so I decided to go back to my original doctors, and I got them to run the same tests. And they confirmed what I already knew, that my body was 100% healthy. My thyroid had come back to balance, my adrenals had come back to balance, and my liver was functioning optimally. I'd lost over 60 pounds naturally with no diets, no deprivation, no drugs, and no food restrictions, no weighing of my food, no counting calories, but just through healing my body naturally. And it was a really proud moment when I also got the news that my asthma, which I'd struggled all the way through my childhood, in and out of hospitals, on ventilators, and eventually steroids, I was 100% completely healed of my asthma with no medication at all. So that was a special moment in my life. And then we go to the third phase of the healing journey. And this phase is the liberation phase. And after having such a remarkable transformation, women started to come up and ask me, how could they lose weight? How could they heal their bodies of asthma? How could they heal chronic disease? And from here, I started to work with women, just offering free advice and helping women to help transform their lives. And then one lady asked me, Katrina, do you think you could put it all together and start writing some different blog posts or some articles, because I'd like to get more information? And so that planted a seed of starting my first website and my first blog and writing regular articles. And then from there, I just had an intuitive feeling to train as a yoga teacher. And I started teaching yoga, and it wasn't very long afterwards that I was invited to teach yoga at international yoga centres and start travelling the world and teaching yoga. And then at one of these retreats, I was invited to write a book. One of my retreat participants said, have you ever thought about writing a book? And of course, I'd never thought about writing a book. The whole idea scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, where would I even start? But I just started writing one page, and I need to put this idea in, and what about this idea? And then after a short time, I had completed my book, and in 2012 I published my first book called Losing Weight is a Healing Journey. And this book was launched on Amazon, and from there I met John Gabriel from the Gabriel Method, and he invited me to co-create my first yoga DVD. And so I flew to Thailand and filmed a yoga DVD there. So what I really learned from going on the healing journey is that that really our pain is the doorway to our dreams when we listen to it and pay attention to it. So just in summary, the first phase, the unconscious phase, where it's very, very painful. The second phase, the self-inquiry phase, where we start to go on a real adventure and meet a guide that can help us to navigate the unknown territory. And then the third phase, the liberation phase, where we get to really experience that our pain is the doorway to our dreams. So thank you very much for your time tonight. And the question that I would like to leave you with is, what area of your life would you love to start healing? And this is just a photo of me before my 20th birthday. And I was about 60 pounds heavier than I am today and suffering with a whole host of chronic ailments. Thank you very much.